Hello. Let's talk a little bit about the TOEFL and what it really is. First, the TOEFL is originally, it's an American exam. And so it's mainly going to be in American English. And originally it was intended for universities to help them accept students from outside the United States that don't speak English. So, these are students that are 18 years old going to university for the first time and originally going to university in the United States. But today, a lot of companies use the TOEFL to evaluate potential employees. So it's possible that you're trying to get a job, maybe in the United States, and you need to have an exam to demonstrate your English. Today, our ExamEater students are primarily using it for graduate school and business school. So that means that it's changed a little bit. It was previously for students that are like 18 years old. And now most students that we have are, let's say, 21 to 30, something like that, a little bit older. They want to go to graduate school. And most of them, probably the majority of them, go to the United States, but there are also many of them that go to Europe, Australia, Asia, even South Africa. So now it's an exam that you can use to get into a university almost anywhere in the world. The test, let's talk a little bit about the way that it's structured. So first of all, the test has 4 sections. This is kind of important. These 4 sections are going to be the main thing that you study throughout your course: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So if you look at the timing, each of those sections is about 60 minutes, except for speaking, which is a little bit shorter. And so you can imagine that you'll have an exam that is 3.5 hours long. The reading and the listening sections are objective, so they have objective questions, which means multiple choice questions. And the speaking and writing are subjective, which means that they have kind of open responses. So you're going to be speaking and you're going to be writing things that people evaluate subjectively. Okay, so your job when you study for the TOEFL is to remember these things or do these things. First, each section is different. And because of that, each section has its own strategy, and you must learn each section's strategy. But it's important to remember that strategies from one section apply to other sections. So you have to see how the strategies from one section can help others. You always need to apply these strategies rigorously. You might change some of the strategies that we give you, but you always want to use a strategy in a section so that you know what you are doing and where you are. You also want to actively think about what your strengths and weaknesses are the entire time you're taking the exam so that you can use your strengths and try to avoid your weaknesses. And finally, do your best to have fun. The TOEFL is actually not as terrible as you might think. You can have a good time when you're studying for it. Okay, so start looking through the sections, build your plan, and have fun eating the TOEFL.